You hear the siren blowing. That is our sign that it's 6:30. And we're going to be starting this thing here. You see the lights down there flashing. So we're going to be kicking this thing off here in a very short order. Again, we want to welcome each and every one of you for coming out here tonight and helping support the Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department. We could do this event all day, every day, but without your support that you've shown here this year, it really wouldn't be any good for us. It wouldn't be any benefit. So thank you, thank each and every one of you for coming out here tonight and helping support this fire department. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have Kendra Callahan singing our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, the first honor guard coming up through here tonight is from Spotsylvania, Virginia. It's the Chancellor Fire Rescue Honor Guard from the Chancellor Fire Rescue Department in Spotsylvania County. The Chancellor Fire Rescue Honor Guard.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight were the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets were glow, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Very nice job. Kendra Callahan, ladies and gentlemen. The Chancellor Fire Rescue Honor Guard from the Chancellor Fire Rescue Department in Spotsylvania County. Coming up on the judges' stand now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Culpeper County Sheriff's Office, their honor guard from the Culpeper County Sheriff's Office. You can't see too much of the red, white, and blue. That's my opinion, but you really can't see too much of it. I love to see the red, white, and blue. Sheriff Scott Jenkins from the Culpeper County Sheriff's Department. Sheriff Scott Jenkins. Our friends at the Virginia State Police, located right here in downtown Brandy Station, the State Police. And then, of course, we have the motor patrol units from both the Culpeper County Sheriff's Department and the Culpeper Town Police Department. The Culpeper County Sheriff's Office and the Culpeper Town Police motor patrol units. Take a bite out of crime. McGruff the crime dog. Is that McGruff? That's not McGruff. That's the Dare dog, okay. Okay, Dare Lion, how about that? Dare Lion.
Robbie!
From the Culpeper County Sheriff's Department, we have their special rescue unit. Their special rescue unit. I know they've used this on an occasion, and it's a very handy unit to have when you need it. The Culpeper Town Police Department, I think that's the Chief of Police, Chris Jenkins, in there, I believe. Chris Jenkins, the police chief. He has been the police chief here in Culpeper for a very long time. Our friends at the Culpeper Town Police Department, to protect and serve. Ladies and gentlemen, as a tradition here from Harmon's Hay Rides and Carriages, we have our Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department and Auxiliary Charter members. Ladies and gentlemen, we lost Charlie Jenkins this year on May 30th, 2019. He was our last active charter member of the fire department. He was a charter member for over 68 years. 68 years. He would have been 90 years old next Wednesday, August 14th. Riding in the carriage tonight is his wife, Doodle, who is an active charter member of the auxiliary for over 68 years. Also, her grandchild, Matt, and her great-grandchild, Colton. Doodle Jenkins, Matt Price, and Colton Price. Thank you for your service, Charlie Jenkins. Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department. And these next two characters don't need any introduction, but I'm going to introduce them anyway. Bill Chase, our representative of the Stevensburg District on the Board of Supervisors, and then next to him, a good friend and also the department's attorney, Mr. Butch Davies. Bill Chase and Butch Davies. Now we have Bryce Reeves, we have Marshall Keene, and Bryce Reeves, of course, is in the Virginia Senate, and Marshall Keene is the Stevensburg representative, which we're in the Stevensburg district for the Culpeper County School Board. Thank you all. Bryce Reeves and Marshall Keene. We have Nick Freitas, Virginia delegate. Marshall Keene, Republican School Board. Scott Jenkins and Bryce Reeves. And we have Terry Yao, our Culpeper County Treasurer, and her husband, Miss Terry Yao. We have Mr. David DeJarnett, who is the current Culpeper County Treasurer, who is not seeking re-election, and I had to twist his arm to get him to come to this parade, and you see he's here. And thank you, Mr. DeJarnett, very much for coming to our parade each and every year. And thank you for your good work as a treasurer. Yes, indeed. Good luck in your next endeavor. David DeJarnett. And then we have our Culpeper County Commonwealth Attorney, Mr. Paul Walther. Paul Walther. And he is on the ballot running for re-election here in 2019, Mr. Paul Walther. Thank you for coming. The sun's gone down a little bit behind the clouds, and it feels pretty good. The man up above is looking out for us here tonight in Brandy Station. Miss Janice Corbin, the clerk of the Circuit Court of Culpeper County. Now, she's not up for re-election this year, but she just loves coming to the Brandy Station Parade. And thank you. We have the Sue Hanson, who is the vice chairperson of the Culpeper County Board of Supervisors, representing the Catalpa district, and she is not running for re-election this year. She's going to retire from that job and do something a little bit more fun, she says. I'm putting words in her mouth. And riding with her is the mayor from the town of Culpeper, Mr. Michael Olinger. Thank you all for coming very much. We want to recognize Chrysler of Culpeper for providing these very nice vehicles for these dignitaries to ride in. Mayor Olinger and Vice Chairperson Sue Hanson. And following the mayor and the vice chairperson is the Culpeper County Administrator, Mr. John Eagerston, and the Culpeper Town Manager, Mr. Christopher Hively. And again, we want to recognize Chrysler of Culpeper for these nice vehicles. Mr. John Eagerston, the Culpeper County Administrator, and Mr. Christopher Hively, the Culpeper Town Manager. Thank you all for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Smokey the Bear is 75 years old this year. 75 years old. Smokey the Bear. From the Virginia Department of Forestry. Smokey the Bear. And there's Smokey. Happy birthday, Smokey. Smokey the Bear. Smokey the Bear. I can't sing, so I'm not going to impersonate a singer. Thank you for coming, Smokey. Company 11, the Culpeper County Volunteer Rescue Squad, ladies and gentlemen. Company number 11, the Culpeper County Volunteer Rescue Squad. Following company number 11, the Culpeper County Rescue Squad is company number 1, the Culpeper County Volunteer Fire Department. Culpeper County Volunteer Fire Department, company number 1 and command number 1, and the one and only Mr. R.E. Dizzy Dean. Oh. Assistant Chief Joey Perriman driving. How about that? Thank you all. Command 1 from the Culpeper County Volunteer Fire Department and Engine 1 from the Culpeper County Volunteer Fire Department. Thank you all. Company number 6, little ways down the road, down Route 3 area. Very good people down there. Richardsville Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. Richardsville Volunteer Fire Rescue, Ambulance 62 from the Richardsville Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. And this is a brand new piece of equipment from the Richardsville Fire Rescue Department, Tanker 1206. 1206, brand new. Maybe 2 months in service, maybe. Very nice, very nice. Following Tanker 6 is Engine 6 from the Richardsville Fire Rescue Department. And following the Company 6 units is Company number 8 from the Salem Fire Rescue Department, Engine number 8 from the Salem Fire Rescue Department. Rapidan Volunteer Fire Department, support number 10 from the Rapidan Volunteer Fire Department. The Rapidan Volunteer Fire Department, company number 10. Following support 10, we have Brush 10 from the Rapidan Volunteer Fire Department. And following Brush 10, we have Pumper number 10. Pumper 10 from the Rapidan Volunteer Fire Department. Following Pumper 10, we have Tanker 10 from the Rapidan Volunteer Fire Department. Tanker number 10. Mr. Gary Jones, the one and only. Following the Company 10 units, we have the Reba Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. The Reba Volunteer Fire Rescue Department with their ambulance. Following the ambulance from Company 16, we have Brush 16 from the Reba Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. Following Brush 16, we have Wagon 16 from the Reba Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. Wagon 16. And last but certainly not least, we have Rescue 16 from the Reva Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. Rescue 16. Our career staff from the Culpeper County, company number 12, the Culpeper County Emergency Services Ambulance, 12-3. Thank you all. And ladies and gentlemen, when you pick up the phone to call 911 or just call up to say what's the weather like or call up for any type of thing, these are the people that answer the phone on the other end. The Culpeper County Emergency Services Dispatchers, the 911, the communication people from Culpeper. Thank you all. Mr. William Martin is the director of that unit, does a fine job. Culpeper Petroleum Cooperative, Culpeper Petroleum Co-op, the Southern States dealer. Culpeper Petroleum Co-op, your Southern States propane, diesel, gasoline, you name it. Rice Tire, located right here in downtown Brandy Station, Virginia. Your Goodyear, Continental, Michelin, and Falcon tire dealers. Rice Tire, experts in tire solutions. Rawson and Trolio Fire Protection Services. Rawson and Trolio Fire Protection Services, again located right here in downtown Brandy Station. Fire extinguisher services. Ladies and gentlemen, from Charlottesville, Virginia, we have the Albemarle Pipes and Drum Corps. From Charlottesville, Virginia, the Albemarle Pipes and Drums. The Culpeper County Democratic Committee. The Culpeper County Democratic Committee. I see Jeffersonton for Democrats, West Fairfax for Democrats. What's that one there say? Show me that. Show me your sign. There you go. Laura Galante for delegate. Okay. Abigail Spanberger. Yes, Abigail Spanberger. I believe we have Abigail Spanberger in our parade here in a little bit. Okay. Yep. There she is. Ann Ridgway, okay. All right, Ann Ridgway, thank you for coming to downtown Brandy Station. And thank you for the candy, right, kids? Ann Ridgway. We have, ladies and gentlemen, this is the first year this unit has been in our parade. They've only been in Culpeper for a short period of time. The Arbors at Culpeper. The Arbors at Culpeper. We want to thank you all. They have a very nice facility they just bought. Very nice. They keep it very attractive. Didn't plan for your retirement? Don't worry, we did. That's their motto. The Arbors at Culpeper Senior Living Community. The Salvation Army. The Salvation Army. Disaster Services. Corey Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard Show, Mr. Byron Sherry. Byron Sherry, Corey Duke from the Dukes of Hazzard Show. Now, I know there's some people in the audience here that remembers the Dukes of Hazzard and the General League. That's right, everybody. Driven by Bob Scott. Don't forget the driver, Bob Scott. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to Brandy Station.
You're welcome, thank you. All I can say is,
Amosville Volunteer Fire Rescue, Junior Miss Tori Shepard, Queen Savannah Shepard. Tori Shepard and Savannah Shepard. Thank you all. From our friends up on 211, the Amosville Volunteer Fire Rescue Department, company number 3 from Rappahannock County, the Amosville Fire Rescue Department. The Amosville Volunteer Fire Rescue Department, attack number 3, company 3 from Rappahannock County. Rappahannock Electric Cooperative, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. Green Together is their motto from the Rappahannock Electric Cooperative. These are the folks that you call at 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the afternoon and say, hey, my lights are out. I can't take a shower. I can't do anything. And they come out and do their best to try to restore havoc or restore calmness, maybe. Rappahannock Electric Cooperative. Now coming up on the judges' stand is the Republican Committee. The Republican Committee. Now I'm afraid to say we do not have Donald Trump in person tonight, but we've got a sign that says Donald Trump. We've got Mr. Marshall Keene leading the force here. I'm going to try to announce all these names. We've got Ben Phillips. We've got Paul Walther. We've got Nick Freitas. We've got Tom Underwood, Michael Wiebert, Paul Walther, Missy White, elect Russell for town council, Nick Freitas again. Republican Committee. Thank you all for coming. Nick Freitas, thank you for coming. Chick-fil-A, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody eats at Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A. Thank you all for coming. From Albemarle County, we have company number 4, the Earlysville Volunteer Fire Company. From Albemarle County, the Earlysville Volunteer Fire Company, company number 4. Holtzman Propane, ladies and gentlemen, Holtzman Propane. Again, Holtzman Propane, your propane dealer. Won't be long before we'll be needing some propane again, will it? Ladies and gentlemen, we're honored tonight to have the USA All-Stars Competitive All-Star Cheerleading Team. They are the Team Indy. They won the 2019 National D2 Summit Championship in Orlando, Florida at the ESPN Wide World of Sports for the Senior Level 4 division. The USA All-Stars Indy. We are certainly honored to have you all here in Brandy Station for our parade this year. Thank you all. They're going to do something else here now. Be careful. Oh, taking a picture. Okay. Mr. Bill Earhart, 1948 Dimco antique milk truck and mini go-kart milk truck. This is great. This is something, you know, you got to come to Brandy Station to see something like this at a parade. Mr. Bill Earhart, thank you all for coming. Years ago, when some of you were probably here with us, you used to run out in the morning and get your milk from the milkman, right? He would bring it right to the door. The Madison County Volunteer Fire Department from Madison County, Virginia, and this is their brand new rescue engine. Brand new, like maybe 2 months old, maybe. Thank you all for coming. Is the chief in there? Is the chief driving? Well, thank you, Chief, for bringing that down. Rescue engine number 6 from the Madison County Volunteer Fire Department. The Patriot Shrine Club, ladies and gentlemen, from Monroe, Virginia. The Patriot Shrine Club. The Patriot Shrine Club, always entertaining our crowds here at our annual parade. Thank you all for coming. It would not be a very good parade without some of these guys like this driving around, entertaining our folks. Ladies and gentlemen, the Shriners, I don't know how many people know it, but the Shriners do all kinds of good stuff, especially for kids all across America. They pay a lot of hospital bills for people that can't afford it for their kids, people that would not have health care, you know, while they're in the hospital. So the Shriners do a great deal of good all across the United States. The Kena Shriners, they're all volunteers. Rusty's Towing Service. Rusty's Towing Service happens to be one of our sponsors of our parade trophies. Rusty's Towing, thank you, sir. Nice looking wrecker. Nice looking wrecker. Rusty's Towing Service in Culpeper and Warrenton, Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy probably doesn't need me to introduce him, but I'm going to do it. Mr. Tim Smith from the Worldwide Moonshiners Show. Tim Smith, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. Welcome to downtown Brandy Station, Tim Smith. Tim Smith and the Climax Volunteer Fire Department. Mr. Tim Smith from the Moonshiners. Virginia Cavalry, Rusty Jones and the Virginia Cavalry, thank you all for coming. Very nice. Rusty's dad, of course, was the fire chief here for many years at Brandy Station, Bunny Jones, and he always helps us out with our parade by participating. Thank you, Rusty. The VFW Post 7728, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Russell Clare, Commander Russell Clare from the VFW Post 7728. And we always think about our military personnel as they are protecting our country and keeping us free. Our friends right down the road here across the Rappahannock River, the Remington Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. Company number 2 from Fauquier County, the Remington Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. Truck 2 from the Remington Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. Truck number 2. Thank you all. We run a lot of calls with the Remington Volunteer Fire Rescue Department that we go over there, they come over here. Very good neighbors. Yale's Property Enhancements. Yale's Property Enhancements. Your ISA certified arborist. Yale's Property Enhancements. And ladies and gentlemen, this guy here is like Tim Smith. He really doesn't need an introduction. Downtown Ed Jr. Brown. How about that? Downtown Ed Jr. Brown with WJMA 103.1 and Sam FM 105.5 and 95.3 on your radio dial. The Dixie Royals from Fredericksburg, Virginia. The Dixie Royals. The first group of the Dixie Royals was the senior group. Following the senior Dixie Royals are the junior Dixie Royals. And last but certainly not least, are the Tiny Tot Dixie Royals. Let's give the Dixie Royals from Fredericksburg, Virginia a nice round of applause. The Dixie Royals, thank you all for coming. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Virginia Camellia Shire. Camellia Shire, Miss Virginia 2019. And Miss Virginia is sponsored by J.D. Newman. J.D. Newman being sponsored Miss Virginia. Thank you for coming. She'll be available here at the fair after the parade is over as well. This is the McGuinn family fire truck. This is an old piece of equipment from Stafford County from the Rock Hill Volunteer Fire Department. It's a 1977 Holland, retired from the Rock Hill Volunteer Fire Department, now owned by the McQuinn family. C.J. Johnson, candidate for sheriff of Culpeper County. C.J. Johnson, candidate for sheriff of Culpeper County. His motto is community, professionalism, and integrity. C.J. Johnson. Heritage Baptist Church, ladies and gentlemen, from right here in Brandy Station, the Heritage Baptist Church. Loving God and loving you is their motto. Heritage Baptist Church. This is the Burton Hammond Veterans of Foreign War Post 2524 from Culpeper, Virginia. Thank you all for your service very much. You are the reason this country is free today. Our veterans protect us all across the world. Thank you all. Burton Hammond, VFW Post 2524. Ladies and gentlemen, from Orange County, we have company number 29 and truck number 29 from the Lake of the Woods Volunteer Fire Department. Truck 29 from the Lake of the Woods Volunteer Fire Department. Thank you all for coming. Everybody, I think, has figured out now that 2019 is a local election year, correct? One of our people running this year for the Culpeper County Treasurer Office is Denise Wetzel. Denise Wetzel, candidate for Culpeper County Treasurer. Experience, integrity, commitment is her motto. Denise Wetzel.
What's up, neighbors?
No idea. How we doing? VFW? I'm sorry, VWs? JD, you got a line on me on where this group is? Not sure where JD went. Archie Dotson? Archie Dotson. Right? Archie Dotson, is that right, Kenny? All right, Kenny's saying it's right. I believe him. He knows everybody. Everybody that I don't know, he knows. Archie Dotson? Joe Gray. Don't have that. Do not have that in here. Another one of our political candidates this year, also running for the Culpeper County Treasury Office, is Miss Missy Norris White, candidate for Treasurer of Culpeper. Missy Norris White, candidate for Treasurer of Culpeper. It's a good night to walk in downtown Brandy Station for the parade. Nice and cool. Missy Norris White, candidate for Culpeper County Treasurer. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is an old antique piece of fire equipment. Used to be down in Chesterfield County, down around the Richmond area. Also the Bon Air Volunteer Fire Department. What's the name, sir? I didn't catch your name. All I had was Bon Air Volunteer Fire Department. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up on the judges' stand now, I'm going to take a few minutes. We have the Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department Chief 1 vehicle. The Chief 1 vehicle right now, the chief in Spotsylvania is Chief Brad Williams. Back in February, on February 13th, we lost Norman Brooks Sr. Suddenly, he had dedicated his entire life to serving and helping others. He was one of the first 4 career firefighters in Spotsylvania County, and at time of his death, he was the chief of the Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department. He served the county for over 50 years. We certainly want to thank Norman Brooks Sr. for his time. He always made sure we had units coming to our parade here in Brandy Station, and we thank him for that. Thank you very much. There is his daughter riding in brush number 4, and she is very emotional, and I can understand why. Thank you, Sue. Thank you. Thank you, Chief Carter. Spotsylvania Volunteer Fire Department, Chief 1, brush 4, and the retired Tire 1, but we thank them for coming. Thank you very much for coming. Green Top Tree Service, ladies and gentlemen. Green Tops Tree Service. They're handing out candy from a cone, and that's a good idea. Green Tops Tree Service. And I tell you what, all the storms we have now, you need somebody to clean your trees on occasion, because we have a lot of wind and a lot of storms that come through our areas here lately. Green Tops Tree Service. Green Tops Tree Service, thank you all. Now that's the way to hand out candy, make it personal. I think the local dentists always love these parades we have in Culpeper because the candy is just so abundant. Star Bright Power Washing, ladies and gentlemen. Star Bright Power Washing. Star Bright. They have soft washing. They do houses, they do fences, they do roofs, and they do decks. Star Bright Pressure Washing, Power Washing. Thank you all for coming. From Fauquier County, we have company number 7, the Catlett Volunteer Fire Rescue Department. The Catlett Volunteer Fire Rescue Department, company number 7 from Fauquier County. Ladies and gentlemen, about a year and a half ago, we lost a very good friend of mine, Mr. Harold J. Babcock. I actually started to work in the city of Fredericksburg with J. Babcock back in 1986, January of 1986. He died on April 17, 2018. His son went out and purchased this piece of equipment in his memory. Daniel Babcock is the driver, and we certainly want to remember Harold J. Babcock. Alexa Fritz, candidate for treasurer of Culpeper County. Miss Alexa Fritz, running for the treasurer of Culpeper County.
Alexa.
Hey, how are you?
Operation First Response, ladies and gentlemen, serving the wounded heroes and their families. Operation First Response. Little Mr. and Mrs. Culpeper Madison Rappahannock Farm Show, being pulled by C. Baker Hauling. Little Mr. and Miss Culpeper Madison Rappahannock Farm Show. We got Little Miss CMR, Abby Hankins. We have Charlie Myers, your eyesight's so much better. And we have the Virginia 4-H. Thank you all. Mr. Mike Burns. Mr. Mike Burns, antique vehicle. Mr. Mike Burns, thank you. Nice looking vehicles there. Nice looking vehicles. Mr. Mike Burns. This is what they used to look like years ago. Absolutely, I certainly did drive one like that years ago. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege to finally have the Culpeper County High School Marching Blue Devils and the Eastern Cyclones Band marching in our parade. Directed by Dwayne Clore and Adam Roach. Mr. Adam Roach and Mr. Dwayne Clore. Usually in suit and tie, but we'll take them in this apparel. We'll take you in this apparel, we certainly will. Thank you all. Thank you very much. The Marching Blue Devils and Marching Cyclones, ladies and gentlemen. From Fauquier County, we have company number 13, the Lois Volunteer Fire Department, brush number 13. From the Lois Volunteer Fire Department, Company 13 from Fauquier County. We have Brush 13, followed by Attack 13, followed by Tanker 13. From the Lois Volunteer Fire Department, Company 13 in Fauquier County. The kids love those Shriners. Yep. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, from down in King George, Virginia, we have the Shriners Akka Temple. The Shriners Akka Temple from the Heritage Shrine Club. The Shriner Roundup for Kids. They certainly entertain us each and every year. Thank you all for coming very much. Thank you all. The Heritage Shrine Club. And as I mentioned to you in the first group, the Shriners do so much. Shriners Hospitals. I know people have heard of Shriners Hospitals before. Ladies and gentlemen, from Orange County, Virginia, we have company number 23 and tanker 23 from the Orange Volunteer Fire Company. The Orange Volunteer Fire Company, tanker number 23. Thank you all for coming. My best friend sitting in the back there, Jeff Mowbray, taking it easy. Thank you all. That's right. Thank you very much. Tanker 23 from the Orange Volunteer Fire Company. Ladies and gentlemen, from Orange County, we have Miss Orange County 2019, Andrea Grace Payette. Andrea Grace Payette, Miss Orange County 2019. Thank you for coming. JD, what you got there? How are we doing? J.D. Newman. J.D. Newman, who sponsored Miss Virginia and who helps our fire department out tremendously. Located right down the road here in the suburbs of Brandy Station in Elkwood, Virginia, J.D. Newman Incorporated. In memory of Mr. Newman, 1930 to 2017, serving American farmers since 1979. J.D. Newman Incorporated. LDL Rentals, your equipment rental store located right here in Brandy Station, LDL Rentals. Yes, LDL Rentals, right here in Brandy Station, LDL Rentals. Ladies and gentlemen, we honor our military personnel here in Brandy Station as everybody else does. This is our American Legion post here in Culpeper. Honoring those who have served our country, the American Legion Post. Thank you all for your service. Remember our veterans every day. That's right, every day. From Orange County, we have company number 21, the Mine Run Volunteer Fire Department. Engine company 21 from the Mine Run Volunteer Fire Department. Good right now. Somebody bought me one. Appleton Campbell, ladies and gentlemen, your plumbing, heating, air conditioning, and electric dealer. Appleton Campbell. Appleton Campbell, your plumbing, heating, air conditioning, electrical dealer. Honesty, integrity, and experience since 1976. Appleton Campbell. Appleton Campbell. Ladies and gentlemen, company number 4 from Rappahannock County is the Flint Hill Volunteer Fire Department. The Flint Hill Volunteer Fire Rescue Department, company number 4. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to say something here about Flint Hill. Back last year on December the 4th, they lost a gentleman that had served the Flint Hill Volunteer Fire Department for many years, over 50 years. Mr. Frankie Huff passed away on December 4th. He was the former chief and president of the Flint Hill Volunteer Fire Department. We certainly want to thank Frankie Huff for his services to the community. Thank you all. Flint Hill Volunteer Fire Rescue Department from Rappahannock County, company number 4. Thank you all. And there is Frank Huff's son riding here in engine number 4, Mr. Robbie Huff. Thank you. I don't know if you heard, but I recognized your dad for all his community service, to his work to the community, over 50 years. Thank you. The Culpeper County Civil Defense, ladies and gentlemen. The Culpeper County Civil Defense. Protect your family, be a leader, map your neighborhood. The Culpeper County Civil Defense. Thank you all for coming. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, a new business that's just opened up here in downtown Culpeper is called Dolls and Flaws. Dolls and Flaws Beauty Store. It is a hair cutting. They'll wax your brows. They may even shine your shoes if you ask them. But Dolls and Flaws. Hail to the Redskins! Hail to the Redskins!
Fight for OTC. Runner, pass, and score, we want a lot more. Beat and swamp the touchdown, let the points soar. Fight on, till you have won, sons of Washington. Hail to the Redskins!
Come on, Kenny, sing it, Kenny, come on.
Brave of the warpath, fight for all DC.
DJ. Pat Arrington is driving our Washington Redskin cheerleaders, sponsored by Remax Crossroads. Norma Mayo Bailey and Maria Fay has sponsored our Redskin cheerleaders. Let's give them a big Redskin cheerleader applause, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Paul Bates, running for supervisor in the Culpeper district, not too far from the Stevensburg district, right up the road. One of the, smaller metropolises, not as big as Brandy Station, but it's a pretty big area. Paul Bates, running for Board of Supervisors in the Culpeper district. Thank you for coming to Brandy Station. Yes, indeed. Hooking up, ladies and gentlemen. Hooking up. I tell you what, whoever came up with the name Hooking Up, that was good. I've always said that, but I mean it. Hooking up. Towing an emergency service vehicle. Hooking up. Thank you all. Hooking up. And there's plenty towing business in Culpeper. This is the Hood family. The Hood family who owns this 1958 Willys Jeep. It's a CJ6 brush truck, formerly with the Centerville Volunteer Fire Department. The Hood family, thank you all for coming. Sassy Scissors Salon. Sassy Scissors Salon. Now say that 100 times real fast. Sassy Scissors Salon. How about that? Being pulled by Beauregard Farms, located right here in downtown Brandy Station. Beauregard Farms. Sassy Scissors Salon. The VW Cruisers. The VW Cruisers and Skyline Automotive. I know Mr. Grant Fincham is probably here somewhere, isn't he? Mr. Grant Fincham and Skyline Automotive is one of our trophy sponsors this year. Thank you, Grant. Back in the next one. All right. Thank you all. VW Cruisers and Skyline Automotive. Mr. Grant Fincham, one of our trophy sponsors. I certainly want to recognize him because he sponsors our trophies from Madison, and we appreciate it, Grant. Thank you. His dad used to work for Coca-Cola and painted Coca-Cola signs for many, many years. The Law Office of Maria Washington, ladies and gentlemen. Maria Washington. Law Office of Maria Washington. The Law Office of Maria Washington. Thank you all for coming. Thank you all. The Law Office of Maria Washington. Thank you all. Oh, Kenny will take candy. He likes candy. He needs something to sweeten him up. Septic Cleaning, ladies and gentlemen, located right over in Fauquier County. Butler and Iker Septic Cleaning. Located right there on 29 in Fauquier County between Remington and Warrenton. Butler and Iker Septic Cleaning. Tiger Fuel Company from Orange, Virginia, the Tiger Fuel Company. Your Tiger Fuel Company, your local propane dealer from Orange, Virginia. Petite Miss Relay for Life, Isabella Frazier. Isabella Frazier, Petite Miss Relay for Life. Looking very nice. Thank you for coming. From Prince William County, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Nokesville Volunteer Fire Department, tire number 25 from the Nokesville Volunteer Fire Department. Nokesville Volunteer Fire Rescue Department from Prince William County. Brinko Solutions, ladies and gentlemen, also one of the many businesses located right here in Brandy Station. Brinko Solutions. Thank you all. Driven by Jessica Scott. Brinko Solutions. The Sperryville Volunteer Fire Department, company number 2 from Rappahannock County. The Sperryville Volunteer Fire Department, attack number 2. And ladies and gentlemen, the American Red Cross. They do a lot of good all across America too. The American Red Cross, ladies and gentlemen. And our last unit in the parade is our utility here from Brandy Station. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank each and every one of you all for coming out tonight. Thank you all again for coming out. Please make yourself at home while you're here in Brandy Station. Spend plenty money and help the Brandy Station Volunteer Fire Department. Thank you all again. Remember, the carnival continues tomorrow night as well as again on Saturday starting at 1. Thank you all.